But I mean, Cape Town, we've never had a history of like having good sound systems in the clubs, really.
Yeah.
I mean, now with Era opening, they've got like proper, they've got like
Yeah.
proper system. But
Yeah.
I mean, before that, if you think about it, and I don't think it's not the people itself, but it's like Africa. We don't have money
Yeah.
to buy to have proper sounds. You just make with what you have.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's really cool that Era's. I went in there the other day and they just had like there was like hardly anyone there, but like just it's so good to hear that good sound system and
sure.
the function. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We're playing there. I'm playing there next week, I think.
Oh, nice.
You must also come. I heard you had a good set there at the Cold Turkey. Ruben
Oh,
told me
yeah?
it was really good. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
You enjoyed it.
Yeah. I was wondering if those guys would like the stuff I play.
For sure.
But tell us about a little bit about all these records here. How did it all start for you? How did you get into collecting music?
I mean, I bought a lot of stuff. I mean, like a lot of this record. I've got one section that's all like, a lot of like, I would say 80s, like 12 inches and stuff that I collected when I was younger. I mean, I grew up in the northern suburbs.
Yeah.
In Brackenfell, like there wasn't really like a lot of record shops there. I mean, there was like Pick and Pay used to sell records there, So I mean, there was like in Pick and Pay in the 80s, they would have like a DJ booth. Actually, in the Pick and Pay, they had a DJ booth.
Wow.
Yes, and I was like young. I was like in primary school. I mean, like we used to like go there like Saturday. That was now people go to malls. That was like the only thing we could do is play like video games, or you could just walk around the Pick and Pay like kind of like get up to no good there. And then they had records, So I mean, I would like, save up some money, like like once a month you have enough money, get like a 12-inch or something like that.
Okay.
And then I mean like the other stuff, and then I mean later on, I think I didn't. Actually, I bought most of my records when I was quite young, like primary school till I was like maybe 13, 14 around there, and then like I think in high school still, but then in my 20s not so many, and then I started a record shop in like 2000. No, just before 2000.
99, because I used to buy from there.
Yeah, we had like Fat Pete Records.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't open for very long, but it's like, like I think it was 2 or 3 years that I had a friend, Leonard Wiggins, a good friend of mine, he lived in London, so we made a connection. We would order records and he would send it over, or we would go fetch it in London, and then, I mean, then I think I had some from there also. That was like the one batch, and then I moved to Taiwan in like say 2002 or something.
Yeah.
Then I got a job with Ministry of Sound there, and it was cool. Like they gave us, we had like a record, like allowance every month.
What?
So they would give us like like a couple of grand every month to buy records. I mean, there it was nice. You could go to like Japan, just go to like Tokyo like for like the week or something, buy some records there, and
So were you like a resident in the Ministry of Sound like club?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was not really. I think Ministry of Sound sold at that time. They used to have a record label. They had quite a big brand and stuff, and they were going down. So they almost sold the franchise to like other countries. So they would say, okay, you can use the name and you can open a club and like just use our name. But I mean, they had big backing, So it was nice. So we would do like booking and DJing, do everything.
Oh no, that's cool. And how did you move from collecting, just like someone obviously that was young and liked music, and just was collecting music, to actually DJing, like playing records out to people? Yeah,
I mean, I think that is just. I mean, I suppose. I mean, you keep on collecting records, and then you just get one day you're like, okay, cool, now I've got enough records, and maybe I can play, or something. I mean, I was first before I DJed, I was just I owned a shop. I wasn't DJing then at all, and I was a promoter. I used to do I used to do some events then as well. We used to have some events at like Rhythm Divine and those places. We used to book like Jack and Ryan and like those guys. We used to do parties for them. Even still, I remember like Ivan said, like I think I booked him the first time for like one of our parties. So I did some stuff, and then after that, when I moved to Taiwan, really like I played before that a little bit for a year on and off here, but when I moved to Taiwan, I really got into playing there. But I mean, to me it's just like to me it's more about listening to music really. You know, I'm like first like a music lover, like listener, and then
someone
DJ
that,
really. You know,
yeah.
so
Okay, and I just lost my
yeah.
train. Okay, so, but like you're someone that still plays records a lot. I've seen you also play like other formats sometimes, but why haven't you gone like the four-way digital or four-way?
I did a little. I mean, I did. I would not a lot, but I did a. I kind of dabbled in it
Yeah,
for a while, you know. But I never really like. I think it's. I'm just used to. You know, like looking for music when you're like playing, you know, and
yeah,
you're looking for a tune. Like for me, it's, I never really felt comfortable like
yeah,
with like scrolling like
yeah,
on a screen. You know, it doesn't make sense. Like really, I prefer like having like a picture or something or looking for it. It's just it's much. It makes more sense like that.
okay, all right,
I would
cause
say. I think maybe you probably the same with
it's
you as
probably
well.
it's the same for me. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't, and also the other thing I when I tried that is having too much.
yeah. Yeah.
So it's nice when you, cause it, when you pack in your bag to think about you actually have to think about what you're going to
Yes,
give
for
to
sure.
people.
For sure. And
Whereas
it's easier making a story with only like
yeah,
you know you have 60 records and you have to make with those 60 records you have. Otherwise you can have like a 30 gig hard drive or
yeah,
like a USB and
yeah.
you have like so many tracks. But it's
It's
I
a
don't
little
know. It's just
overwhelming.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit
Maybe if
too
we'd
much.
started out playing digital, it would be. I think it would be really difficult for someone that starts DJing with that to move to the limitation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Move to have just thinking
Yeah.
about packing 60 records and that's all you're gonna have.
Yeah.
It must be a
Yeah.
big swing the other way.
But it's also, I think, if you're new, you know, if you're new into it, if you want to, I mean, a lot of guys ask me sometimes, you know, some young guys, they want to start DJing or
Yeah.
someone wants to start DJing. I think it's good. I think the most important thing is, you know, actually like sitting down, just find what you like, you know, like first, like listen to music, like,
Yeah.
you know, kind of like discover, okay, this is a sound, you like this, and it makes it much easier than just like, you know, wanting to like start with the whole technical thing.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, no, sure.
I mean, that's also important, but I think
Yeah.
it's not that important. And you know, like another thing was I like record shopping. I mean, I don't know, like to me that's number one. You know, like DJing kind of this is after that. You
Yeah.
know, like, I don't know. I don't think if it wasn't for record shopping, I don't think I would have been
Yeah.
a DJ.
Yeah.
Really, I'm not. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
a very.
I think that's another part of DJing. You get some guys. I'm not a producer, right? I think if you're a producer, and then you want to play your tracks kind of out as a platform to work on, and I think that's good. But that's the other side of DJing. I think
That's yeah. That's very. So you said something that I think is going to lead on to is record shopping. Is every time, I mean, I feel the same. There's something that, I mean, in the old days you used to have like Fat Beat. You'd walk into
Yeah.
Fat Beat, right, and not knowing what you didn't know and not knowing what you were going to get, and then
Yes.
I'd ask you or there was another guy that used to work there, but you'd maybe remember what I bought last time and be like,
Yeah.
oh, this is
Yeah.
in,
For
let
sure.
me.
I mean, that's
let
also
me-
the record shop. The guy work at the shop. That's
Yeah.
part of his
Yeah.
job. You know, it's like
And I like I miss that, and even when I travel, I kind of make the best connections in record stores
Sure.
with the people,
yeah.
So yeah, it's something that I wish younger guys could get
Yeah,
into.
for sure. I think that's. I mean, people don't know that there really is a pity
Yeah.
that they don't. I mean, hopefully. I mean, now I think you just have to dig a little bit more, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, you
It's
can.
probably still there.
Yeah.
And Berlin, how does that happen? How did it? When was the first time you went and why?
I mean, we went. I've got a good friend, Filippo. He's a good friend of mine that I met in Cape Town in the 90s, and he moved to Berlin like around 2000, and then I started visiting him.
Yeah.
It was like his son is I'm the godfather of his son. So and he invited me the first time. So yeah, I
Okay.
think after that it's just I mean with the whole record shopping, there's amazing record shops
Oh,
there.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just like it's a perfect place. I
What-
mean there's lots of I think the whole of Europe you can do record shopping, but that's just it's a good city for me. You know, I feel comfortable. It's almost like it's quite relaxed. It's a little bit like Cape Town in
Yeah.
a way, you know, and
What are some of your favorite record stores in Berlin, or if you can remember?
I mean, there's one I like going to Oya. It's a good record shop. Yeah, they're amazing. They've got two. They've got a few shops, but they open another one in Kreuzberg too. Quite a nice shop, but there's one that I like in Mitte that I go to usually, and then there's another shop. It's called HHV.
Yeah, so they still.
But it's more hip hop store HHV. But
they also have amazing stuff. Like if there's stuff that you can't find anywhere else.
Yeah.
Because I think that nobody bothers to look there for like the soul and like
all the hip hop guys buy
stuff.
there, so the house stuff is normally untouched. But you know, like the thing with HHV is that they've got quite a big storeroom there, so they buy a lot of records. You know, when something gets released, they'll buy a lot of records. So they always have like a big stash like in the back room, so you can find stuff.
Those are my two record stores.
There's another one we also started going to. Just a little bit down. I don't know. Have you been to HHV now? They moved now a little bit. They're also good.
Okay.
They're a little bit further down. It's a little bit smaller, but.
Alright, cool. And maybe I should. I was gonna ask you about your. Have you thought about selling records again, or?
We've started a little bit. I mean, me and Darren Todd, like a friend of mine, we've imported some records now that we started, but we're just selling it out of hand. You know, like I was stashing some at the Two-Bob at Smith and Abrams. I've got a small thing going there, but now I'm selling it from A Store. We've got some records in there, like but you know, not so many 12 inches, more like albums, some re-release stuff. Yeah, it's good. You know, like I mean, I think it's good, but you know, especially if you don't have that much money to spend on records, it's good sometimes if buy an album or like a compilation or something. You've got like 3 vinyls. There's like a few tracks on it. You know, just for listening.
Alright, no, that's cool. I said this wouldn't be long, so I'm just gonna wrap up.
No, that's
fine. If you could just maybe tell us, I know you said you'd be looking at some Soul 45s and some 2 questions. Like, tell us maybe what you're going to play tomorrow a little bit, and also if there's a record here that's near that you can find that has an interesting story or is like that you like a lot. If you can just tell us a little bit about that record.
I mean, I think tomorrow. I mean, I never really know. You know, like with DJ, I never because your parties are quite special. So I would like to play something. Maybe I wouldn't usually play. You know, like that's why I said. I mean, I've got a nice collection of like dub 45s and some like soul and stuff. So that could be nice to like play that. You know, something you wouldn't normally.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like you can't. And I like 45s is a nice format to play from too. You know. Because the sound is basically the same. It's like a 12. You know, it's a 12-inch sound. Is like the grooves are nice and wide as well. So the sounds come out good.
Alright.
So I mean, I'll do that. But as I said, I'm still like digging. I'm still in the process. I'm still in the like process of.
That's cool.
Find something. But I mean, records. I might have the. I think I have the first. I told you in the Pick and Pay.
Yeah.
But I think I have the first record that I bought ever.
Oh wow.
It's like an IOU record. It's like an Arthur Baker record. But I mean something now. This is quite good. It's like, have you heard of this?
No.
Huh? It's I don't know. I found it recently, but I don't know. Like the track I listened to, they use like so many like different instrument. They've got like a francophone, Chinese musette, trombone, tenor sax, tap drums, bells, like some weird like instrument, and they've got like about 20 different instruments that they're using on the one track, but it's all like, it's like instruments you wouldn't normally use, like like some like I don't know, like African mixed stuff. So this is quite interesting.
Okay, maybe we'll play out with it. Can you put it on?
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, anyway. Thanks a lot, Pierre, for letting us into your home and sharing some of your story and some of your collection.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Thank you. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot.
Yeah. And and then an interesting choice in song, and can't wait to see you tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward, man. It's gonna be good.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Thanks a lot.